If I knew you were coming, I'd have baked a cake, baked a cake, baked a cake. If I knew you were coming, I'd have baked a cake. How'd-you-do, how'd-you-do, how'd-you-do? Had you dropped me a letter, I'd have hired a band, grand band in the land.
Hey cats and kittens, welcome to another tutorial. I know it has been a long time, and I do apologize for that. You can find out what's been going on with me in the 5-part mini-series I'm selling to NBC, but it has been a long time, and I miss my little dumplings. And so I've got something that I hope is going to come in really useful for you as this kind of welcome back thing, and that is color correction in Cinelerra. Now, if you're like me, you've probably gone to all the online tutorials on filmmaking and video making, and you see everybody in the effects breaks down, they do a pass that shows the color correction, and you're like, wow, that looks great. What exactly did it do? Well, I'm going to show you how to go from this to this with color correction. Cinelerra does that in a little effect called Histogram. So first things first, the guys that really helped me understand what was going on with color correction, what it was, and explaining it in a way that was easy to understand were the guys over at Film Riot. So you should subscribe to these guys if you are at all interested in filmmaking or video making. They got some great tips and they're really entertaining. Show them some love. I'm going to throw a link down there. And also understanding histograms by our very own boboelmo on his homepage, danielveazey.com. I'll give you a link there too. He's got all about histograms and what they are and how to read them, and also a whole bunch of tutorials on KDN Live, KDEN Live, KDN Live. Well, you know what I'm talking about, that other program. And now that that's out of the way, let's go on down to Cinelerra. So if you're like me, you've probably got a camera that is not the most expensive in the world, but it gets the job done. But if you're looking here, you've got kind of a haze over everything. This is where color correction comes in. So first thing let's do, let's go down here and let's right click on our clip, attach an effect. I know we're not dragging and dropping, but just bear with me. Go to histogram and apply it. Then we click on our little magnifying glass to bring up the properties. Let's drag it over here so we can see what we're working with a little bit easier. Okay, now if you'll look here, you got value, which is going to be your black and white, your red, green, and blue channels, and look down at the bottom. You've got your you've got a color bar like in the GIMP, and that is exactly what it's for. It's for reinforcing those colors. And then down here you've got plot histogram. You don't worry about that stuff. This is the one you need to worry about. If you screw up, hit reset, it undoes what you just did. So the way we're going to make this look better is we're going to find a spot on here where it should be black, and if you'll notice, it's not black, it's gray. It's not white, it's gray. So we're going to find this little black area right here, and we're going to go through the incredibly complicated task of color correction. We're going to click down here around the black end of things, and you see it gives us a histogram right away, and black's kind of lacking there, so let's just drag this down a little bit and move it around until we have the black spots looking black, and that looks good to me. Then if you go over here, we're going to take the white into things. Dips a little bit here, so that's a good place to start. Let's click there, and we're going to move that up. We're going to move that around until our snow is nice and white but not quite washed out. And yeah, that looks good to me. And we have just done color correction, at least the black-white color correction. You can also do the same thing, adjusting your red hues, your green hues, your blue hues, you know, if you want to make it look more green or less green. Same exact principle. Let's close this window here and take a look at what we did. We took this vivid image here from that. One more time in case you didn't appreciate the significance. Wow. So yeah, this should be a part of your routine in any kind of video you do, just to clean it up, make it look better, and make everything balanced between your clips. Some tips for you here. It'd probably be a good idea just to do the color correction on each individual clip, render it out, and then work with it at that point. Because if you're going to do a transition, like say we want to do a band wipe or a shape wipe or a fade or something like that, and we're working on the same track here, the two histogram effects are going to overlay each other for a little bit, and you're going to end up with, you know, even more white and more black than you want. It's going to make it look kind of washed out. If you just want to do fades, then it's really easy. You can do it all in one move. You just do a manual fade. Move this down to the second track so they don't overlap. But otherwise, just render it all out. You're color corrected. You're good to go. And that is all there is to that. Pretty simple for such a dramatic effect, huh? Anyway, you guys have been asking how I'm doing, and continue to subscribe, so you rock. I hope this is useful to you. Employ it in your projects. Let's see what you got, and I will see you again soon for some more tutorials.
Hi, Pebble! Hello.